So good morning from a soft, rainy Kloof. Welcome to today's Satsang and Guided Meditation. And let's just do a quick checking in, and we'll start with Vanessa.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, good week, busy week. I can't really remember what I did, but I know I've been busy. It's a bit chilly today, so it's nice. It's still warmly.
Cool. Welcome. Next.
Morning. Hi, everybody. Yeah, good to be back. I'm sorry that I've missed so many opportunities, but yeah, such is life when it's hot and lots of busy children's things to do. But yeah, good to be back. I have started yoga in between then, so I've managed to get some calm, a little bit of calm into my life. Aside from these sessions, which is good, but looking forward to it.
Thank you. Welcome back. It's nice to see your face. Nikki.
I've had a good week. Firstly, I saw Fiona on Thursday or Friday. An amazing session, which was a gift from somebody in the group, and whoever it is, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. It was amazing. Some big breakthroughs. Otherwise, health has been better because I've given up trying to come off the antidepressants. So back to some kind of stability. Really good to be here. Always need it. Thank you, whoever you are.
Wonderful, thank you. Yes, from time to time, there's those precious, generous souls that pays it forward, and I also say thank you to them for all that they make available to others. Throughout my time as a light worker, there's always been those that would help others, and it warms my heart to see generosity from others and others helping others. And we all help one another, and that's what the community is all about. So it's lovely that we can do that for one another. Thank you. Tammy.
Well, I've been busy with a side business project. With this COVID, you have to start thinking out of the box a bit, and I don't know where our actual work is going because now TERS is finished. So I've had a few ideas on the sideline, and it's actually been amazing how things are clicking into place. And I've got a few discounts here and there on things that I've been purchasing and wanting to, as I say, for this project. So I feel actually at peace, and I actually feel like I'm actually getting somewhere now. So watch the space. Something's about to happen, I think. So we are.
Fantastic. We look forward to see what gets birthed from you.
Yeah, and our neighbor, we've been putting it out into the universe that we want this wall in between our properties because he's building bigger and bigger, and it's like sort of encroaching on our space a bit. And I said to Gavin, well, let's just hope he actually goes ahead and actually does the wall, and he's actually started it this week. So I'm actually quite chuffed about that too. So our wishes are coming true in a way a little bit.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Mickey Mouse.
Hi, morning everyone. Yeah, same as Vanessa. I'm not really sure what I did this week. I think I've just been on survival mode. Yeah, I had a session with you on Thursday, which is good. Yeah, so just that's me.
Wonderful. I'm glad you. Yeah, awesome. Anita.
Hi, morning all. Yes, it's always good to be back. I spent the last hour with myself and my Australian sage. I managed to get some, so I needed that hour of just peace and quiet time. And I'm looking forward to today's meditation, hopefully this full moon, and dispatching some whatever needs to go. Yep, thank you.
Cool. Welcome. Thank you. And Maria.
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry for the video switched off. The signal is very unstable here today. So it's better to at least hear and see all of you than you see me and lose you all. I've had a good week and very, very good to be here with everybody. It's lovely to have a full house. So I'm looking forward to everybody's contributions as always. Nice to be here, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we missed you last week. Nice to have you back.
Hello, everyone. My week has been, let's put it this way, a week in progress. And I've come here today to draw on all of your energies to fill up my tank.
Spirit's energies. Our energies aren't available. Mine's flat. You plug him upstairs, okay?
So I confess the next week and let's see what happens.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And me, my week has been good. I've been seeing and having some awesome client sessions. It's been really very nice for me, especially the depth of the healing and the things that comes up. Awesome. I've also put out a new service offering that I've shared with others about having conversations, because I felt like something that was lacking in my process, or that I would have wanted, and I put it out there that I wanted, was someone spiritual to talk to through the experiences that I've been through, to touch base, to try and make some understanding of the confusion in my head and all that. So I thought, if others go through that, I want to be here. So I put it out there that I'm available either for weekly chat sessions or conversations, or where I share the various tools that I've learned, the experiences that I've had, or anything that I can help people with whatever they are going through. And I think I put it out on Thursday, and I already had 3 clients that said yes for that. So if the spirit tells me to do something, I do it. And then when I get yeses, it's like, oh yes, okay, so there's a need for this. Because I forever play with the ideas, like how else can I apply myself, what else can I offer, how can I help, how can I be of service. So it's nice when the inspiration comes, but it's 10 times nicer when it gets yeses and taken up. So, and that brings me joy. So that I'm very grateful for. I've had a soul code reading with Sharon this week, which was awesome. I've had numerology reports in the past, but this was just next level. So I thoroughly enjoyed understanding, I want to say, a deeper spiritual side of the numbers as well, and the meanings, and learn some stuff about myself, about gifts and abilities that I can hone in on and work with, that I haven't tried yet. But it was also nice to hear about the other stuff, to know how far I've come, because there was a lot of stuff that wasn't a surprise. Yes, I know that. Yes, I've gotten to understand that. Yes, I've figured that out. So, but I'm more being that than just the. In the beginning, we get told certain things, and then we say, no, it's not us, or no, it's not me, or maybe it was who I was in the past, but I can't live up to that. It's either too high or too low, or whatever. But when we integrate it and we live from that, and it's like myself embracing my alchemy ability more, so that I can operate from it. But it comes from a knowing being, not to pretend, not to anything, just from the authentic self that there is, to help others. And I'm enjoying that blossoming and strengthening and sharing. So yes, and then yesterday, the 31st, was the blue moon. The blue moon is still with us. And the energies are still powerful, and it's an 888 portal, which is also an important portal to alchemize, to manifest, to put out there. So today's meditation is going to be quite interesting. I have no idea at this moment what it is going to be, but it will be revealed to me. So I'm also looking forward to that. I also feel that I just need to integrate everything that I've processed, and I did some journaling yesterday, which was good. Journaling is highly recommended when you have to process stuff, or especially when you want to release stuff and let stuff go. If you're affected by the moon or it affects your moods, it's like just write it down. So, but we'll do some internal processing processes in the meditation. So let's get started. Today, I've asked Beryl to draw us a card, and the deck that we are working with is the magical unicorns. All of us that works with unicorns, and they are very real. I've had a Sufi master once that I took him on a journey. I did his DNA activation for him, and I took him up, and he says, "Oh, but there's a unicorn here." I said, "Yes." He says, "Oh, the unicorn is talking to me." So even people that don't believe in necessarily unicorns, I want to say turned them into believers by them seeing and experiencing it for themselves. And the unicorns has helped me in many healings, even healing myself. Once I was in Pavilion Shopping Centre, and I treated myself to a coffee, and I just felt overwhelmed at once, because it's before I more regularly placed spiritual protection around myself, that bubble, silver golden bubble of light, and I could just feel everyone's energies. But I went and sat, and I connected, and then I just cleared energies and whatever. But it was a unicorn that helped me healing and shifting the energies, and then sealing myself again in a bubble of light. I used the violet flame for clearing, and it was awesome. So whenever we need it, all we need to do is just close our eyes and connect, and we can shift anything and then have a different experience from that moment forward. We don't necessarily have to be in uncomfortable situations or stories. So Beryl is going to talk to you about the card and the message of the card. Now look at me. I'm drinking my tea here.
Oh, you are? You think you're on holiday?
Yes.
This card says it's okay to be different. You don't need to be like everyone else. You are perfect just as you are. And I had to have a laugh at that, because this resonates with this week for me. So I hope it resonates with all of you. It says, everyone wants to be liked, so it is normal that you want to fit in with other people. You may compare yourself with others and feel like you don't belong. You may even feel that you're not as good as other people. But this card is here to tell you that your special talents are needed in this world. You don't need to change in order to please others. If you try to be different from who you really are, you won't be happy and you won't make true friends. But it is your inner voice that tells you to improve yourself through learning new skills and taking care of your body that then you've been good to yourself. This will lead you to true friends who really love you as you are. As long as you feel good about yourself, you're doing well. The best way to do this is to tell the truth. Treat people with kindness, keep your promises, and do the work that you need to do. You needn't be perfect, wear the latest styles, or be the most popular person. Just trust that God made you exactly how you are supposed to be, and make the very best of what you've got.
What does that card say to you?
To me,
How does it relate to you?
it relates to me that what I'm being accused of doing is not the truth about me. And I will continue to be me in all ways. I will be no different than being the authentic me. And as I said to Fiona this week, I will always stand for justice. And like Jesus, I will not be a doormat. He never was. He told the truth. And that is me. And the other thing I've learned, is that I can manifest at all times, and I always have, or for a very long time, been able to manifest. And if I can manifest things like food or money or whatever, why can't I manifest peace? And so that is my mission now, to manifest peace and with love. That's my, sorry.
You don't have to say sorry.
Yes, it's been a week.
Yes. And yeah, you're free to release that and experience it and release that. Feel it and release it.
Thank goodness Fiona's got tissues.
For me, that card also resonates tremendously. And it's with the soul code reading that I did, it was again just confirming I want to say who I am at the core of me, where I came from, what my mission is, and make no apology for it. So that's why I say I embrace my abilities and who I am a lot more. Because I don't have to play, I don't have to, what words would I use? I say play it down or play small or change my words so that it can go to the masses or to whatever. It's like, I am a certain person, yeah, on a mission, and I do things my way. I work with the angels and the ascended masters and the star beings, and I do the light code activations, I do the DNA activations, I shift consciousness, I shift awareness, I do things, but I don't have to do things to conform or to necessarily only be in a certain understandable band. Because everybody has sort of their role to play, and we're all at different consciousness levels and awareness levels. And for me, it was just, okay, so I've done, I'm different. I have been different. It's okay for me to be different. I thank myself for not looking for the approval of others, because there was one lady on Facebook that was a light worker that does the readings for people. She just made a random comment of, why is there all these men that restrict their women from doing things or partners in relationships, and they don't get to live their full potential because of all the restrictions. It was just a random comment, and at times people will look at that and say, yes, I've also have experienced that, or yes, this is also my reality, and whatever. So my reply on that was, we get to have those experiences for us to stand up, for us to claim back our power, to dust off the limitations, so to dust off the false beliefs that we have to comply, we have to do things to make others happy. We have to make us happy. We have to do things for ourselves. We have to take responsibility for that. So now we can play the blame game of my husband doesn't allow me, or my father doesn't allow me, or my boss doesn't allow me, and you can play the blame game just for a certain period of time. But at a certain level, you have to say, you know what? I'm going to draw a line in the sand here. And from now on, I'm going to take responsibility for this. And I'm going to reach my highest potential because I came here and I wanted it to. You can't have be, I want to say, under the rule of another to say, okay, no, but because of this, I couldn't. It's because of this you should. Because you can. There's no one that can't. It's only when you say, hey, I don't want to stand in my power. I don't want to take responsibility for my stuff. I give you my full power. You, the God, and what you say is right, and I will only do what you say. If you want to live that life, then that is the life that you choose. There's also nothing wrong with that life. And if that's the level that you would like to operate, perfect, wonderful, because there's no wrongs. But you can't say, I've never achieved my highest potential because at any stage, at any age, you can go back and study, you can change your career, you can change your life, you can make certain decisions, you can do things because you can. It's just to remember that you can. It's to give yourself permission to do that. So, and it's okay to be different. It's okay to want different from other people. It's not always the partners agree on what you should want or what you should like or what you should do. But it's okay. So how does this being different card relate to you? Who else can resonate with it or take the message or see how they had to be okay with their quirkiness, their uniqueness, their difference?
The greatest thing this week for me is, yes, the challenges have been there, but boy, have I got to get off my butt and realize the truth rather than sit back and say, oh, poor me. It's been, yes, a traumatic week, but a great learning curve.
I'm proud of you.
I'm grateful for that.
Okay. Anybody would like to add anything? Vanessa?
Yes, I just made the realization. I was just, I've had a bit of a pity party again because something that I need to get done for our move hasn't been getting done because I'm waiting for somebody else to tell me, you know what, that's basically furniture. Who wants this furniture? And until they tell me, I cannot move on to my next step. And I've been moaning and bitching and, getting myself all miserable and because they haven't done this. And thank you for that, because you know what, you don't tell me what furniture you want, you're not getting anything. So that's, just, it's not a spiritual thing, it's a very day-to-day thing. But I think my entire focus for the next few weeks will be on day-to-day things. Like Mickey said, it's just survival mode at the moment. So even if I don't get spiritual insights, thank you, I'm getting practical insights. Yeah, love it. Thanks.
Yeah, just a thought that I've had recently, and Fiona, some of the sort of stuff that I'm busy working on and processing at the moment. but a big breakthrough that happened for me in the last week or so was thinking about my thinking in a relationship or in my connections with people or certain people. So thinking about my perceptions of myself, my thoughts about how I think they perceive me. You know, I might think people see me, you know, as Beryl was saying, you know, people might, you think people see you in one way, they don't see you as you believe you are, as you see you are. But we can't always know for sure what their perceptions are, and their perceptions could be based, you know, they're based on their experiences, their own wounds, their own programming and conditioning, their own difficult circumstances that they're in. And sometimes when you take a moment, whether it's you just sit quietly in sort of with meditative thought, or as you were saying earlier with the journaling, and you really sit and face it, the who am I, how do I perceive myself, how are other people perceiving me, and that's okay, that's their perception, but it mustn't change the way I feel about me, the way I know that I am who I am. And then you kind of work, well, for me, I've like worked my way to, so it's okay, I've also got perceptions about other people that might be wrong, and then discovering that in some cases I have been wrong as I've done the work, and in some situations it's just been a couple of minutes of thought, and others it's been a longer process of really mulling over it, having some difficult conversations, having some meditation, you know, meditative thought. But I think it is a very important topic because it can affect the way that we're moving through life at the moment, when we think that other people's perceptions of us are poor, and then we discover that actually they don't place that much energy and thought and time in holding those perceptions of us. You know, we make a bigger thing of them, or we're wasting too much time with, you know, our perceptions of other people, and we're limiting them, and we're making judgments about who they are, and how they should be. So yeah, I think this topic for me, that this card that we've drawn today, I think is very, very relevant. It's spoken right into a lot of what I'm thinking about at the moment. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned your breakthroughs and the mental understanding of the importance of your thoughts, and to clear that, because in some of the healings this week also it came out, our body's always listening, and it's responding to our thinking about stuff. So our self-talk is vitally important, and we need to catch ourselves, I'm going to say, doing harm to ourselves, where it's self-sabotaging, and change those ways of relating to yourself. Not relating to yourself like others used to relate to you, but relate to you, I want to say, like God will relate to you. That everything is okay, that everything, that you are whole, that you are complete, that you are healthy, that you are this. Because we have to claim, I'm going to say, the truth of us and be that. And we have to catch all these lies that we tell ourselves. And we're not always aware of that. Sometimes by journaling or reflecting or sitting with it, we get to realize, oh, okay, when I say this, I manifest this. So do I really want to keep on manifesting this, or do I want to manifest others? And when Beryl and myself was chatting just earlier on about manifestation, it's like we both know that we have this ability to manifest. And I was saying that in the past, I taught manifestation as, I want to say everybody teaches manifestation. You make a vision board and you do this and you do that and you, so we don't manifest that way. We both were just talking. It's like when we believe something, or when the need for something is so great, it just comes. It's like the belief is like, okay, spirit, this is what I want now. But wholeheartedly believe that you're going to get it. But having no cooking clue on how it's going to come. Because none of us put script to spirit that it has to come in this way. It's like when a recliner chair is needed. Okay, a recliner chair is needed. Oh, okay, I've manifested the recliner chair without having to pay an arm and a leg for it or anything like that. Or now I need this, or now I need that. And I told her, it's like whenever I've had to manifest stuff for moving, for this, for that, I've been able to. But it comes with, it has to be done. It's now time for it. You feel the sort of timing. It is now appropriate. Okay, there's no need for it to wait. You sort of step into that energy, be that magnet, and it comes to you then. But it's when we are becoming too prescriptive in, oh, I need to increase my income so that I can have the money, so that I can pay for a session, so that I can have the healing. Sometimes the healing can just come. So it's what allowness and openness is there to receive the abundance that's always there. And how much of it is prescripted by us and restricted by us, and it can only come in the box form. And those walls that we place around it, that's the only way it can be received. Because the miracles and the things that happens is outside of that box. God doesn't play in that box.
Can I share my money story?
Yeah. You can.
As Fiona says, when the need is there, you don't describe how it's going to come. It comes. And I want to share a story which we've got to know that miracles are divinely natural. They don't have to appear in, it's everyday things that miracles appear. Now, my house was very tatty at the time, and I'd had it on the market for ages, and everything was just a pain in the butt when I looked at the house. And I thought, okay. And one day I woke up and I thought, I'm going to get rid of everything that no longer serves me, whether it be anger, whether it be lack of, whether it be whatever. And I thought, oh, I'd love some carpets in the house. And the thought came, but you haven't got the money to put in. I dismissed that story and I went to look and see how I could get carpets put in the house. And yes, they gave me a price and I thought, okay, I haven't got that in my bank, but so what? It no longer serves me to be poor. So anyway, that's my daughter phoned me and said, do you want to get rid of your old recliner? And I said, oh, for goodness sake, it's terrible. I don't want, I'm too embarrassed to let it go. She said, oh, Mrs. So-and-so says, if she likes it, you could have her lounge suite for it. So I said, okay, that's fine. And she came to have a look at this recliner and she loved it. And so we did a swap with this tatty recliner for a very nice lounge suite. But because the lounge suite was coming in, I had to phone my daughter and say, your desk here, do you want it? Or because there's no room for it. And she said, oh yes, please, I want it. So that night I had to clear it, the desk out, because get rid of all my stuff in it. And I opened it up, and the first drawer I cleared out in a black rubbish bag. And the second drawer, as I opened it, I thought, oh my goodness, here's a whole pile of money. So I thought, oh, I'll dump it. That's the money Erica gave me. It's fake money from my 70th birthday. No, don't throw it away. Open it up. Oh my goodness, a wad like this of 200 Rand notes. Holy goodness me. Count it. There's 12,000 Rand. Okay. I phoned my daughter and I said, Bron, I've just found this money. It doesn't belong to me. What is it? And she said, you know, when Jane was here, Jane came to look after me when I came out of hospital. She said, when you came back, she was missing some money. So I thought, okay, this money doesn't belong to me. So I phoned Jane in England. And I said, Jane, I've just found this money. She says, no, man, that's not the money I was missing. Okay. I said, but it doesn't belong to me. She said, oh, don't worry. I was left well off. You have that money. Okay, thank you very much. I'm delighted. So I keep cleaning. Goodness me. There's another packet of money. This time it's 200 US dollars. Wow. Back phoning Jane. I must get this money to you. It doesn't belong to me. No, B. You have it. I want you to have it. Okay. So I go on clearing and I found some more money. So I phoned Jane again. She said, oh, that's the money I was missing. A few Zimbabwe notes. So anyway, now the money now belongs to me, so I'm happy. There was over 40,000 worth of money. So I was able to get my carpet. I was able to paint my house. I was able to have new curtains, and I was able to make my house that I was proud of. So it doesn't matter. That money had been in that drawer for more than a year. It was already there, but I hadn't found it because I hadn't accepted that everything is in divine order. And something to remember when you're busy in a day is say to yourself, I am magnificent, loved by God. And it took me forever to be able to say that out loud. Now I can, and now I can add, I am magnificent, loved by me as well. Not only by God, but by me as well. So there's just something to share.
It's just a living example of proof that if we vibrate at lack, we don't see it, even if it's in front of us. But when we shift it and we vibrate at abundance, and abundance will just come, and I need this now, and it must just happen. It just happens because we no longer put the restriction or vibrating. So it's just to check in with yourself. Where are you vibrating? Where's your thoughts? Where's your belief systems? Are there any restrictions? Are there any limitations? Are there any things that you are blocking in the path for things to come to you? Be it new business, a new business venture, new ideas, be it whatever it is. It's like just check in with self and self-belief, self-talk around it. It's like at times people will ask me, so how does your diary look like? And most of the time my diary is open. My clients come in on a daily basis, or 2 days or 3 days or so forth, but I'm taken care of. All my bills get paid, everything gets taken care of, but I live in the moment. So I won't say that I don't have appointments for November, because then I place the energy of there's no appointments for the November on my diary, and I place a curse on myself, and I limit that from coming. So if ever I had to say something, it will be just adding the yet. I don't have an appointment for tomorrow yet, but I'm making it available that if anybody wants to come, then they can come. So it's be very cautious of the words that you use. Don't say, I don't have this, or it's not coming, or there's nothing coming, or because then you say nothing is coming and nothing should come because I can only accept nothing. Because that's my reality. And it's not a reality. It's just a little vantage point that you can see now, but you can't always see where spirit pulls strings. And trust me, spirit pulls strings all the time. They awaken stuff within people, and they say, oh, they want now what you have to offer. And they come. So all you need to be is ready and open to fulfill that. Yeah. And it was interesting that Beryl ended off with now that her affirmation has ended with and loved by me, because sometimes we can accept that God loves us, but we haven't fully accepted and integrated and been our love, because we're still busy reading from the Great Human Potential, Walking in One's Own Light. And today's topic and chapter is the love of your life is you. So
Lesson we have to learn for love. We are.
But it's okay, as we spoke a little bit early on, it's like, for me, there's I want to say, no desire, no need, no want for another, because I love myself. I give myself permission to love me, to do what I want to do, to be what I want to be, to eat what I want to eat, to whatever. So there's I choose to, I want to say, be in love, be in the vibration of the love that I am, and who else in my life, be it friends, clients, whatever, whoever would like to choose to participate in being in love with themselves, being in that love vibration, and also sharing this kindness, consideration, compassion, understanding, acceptance, allowance, all that. That's the area that I want to play in, and the people that I want to relate with and interact with. Anybody operating at that frequency is welcome in my space. Anybody that's not operating at that frequency can play with others that also is not on that frequency. So I've and that's what I said in previous satsangs. It's like I'm this now. I'm both. I'm both sides. My masculine and feminine inside of me is balanced, and there's no unbalanced energies where I feel that somebody else must come and play that balance. It's like it's balanced inside, and I feel whole and complete. There's no part of me that's missing. Where in the past I felt that from time to time. I would sway in and out of that. But now there's a more integrated version of myself. And I like to, if ever there was an opportunity to be with an integrated another, then I'll look at it. But it's like there's no, I have to have, and it is missing or lacking or anything like that. Okay, So now I find it very interesting that our topic today is this, because for the past few weeks I got that we need to talk about relationships, or I need to talk about relationships, and we need to address all these relationship stuff, because we are forever related, either with a partner, with a parent, with a child, with work colleagues. So the issues in relationships does affect each and every one of us, doesn't matter where. So let's start. All of your relationships are founded on self-love, which is then reflected back to you through these relationships. We consider lack of self-love the number one issue on the planet at this time, closely followed by persecution in the second. We really want to make this point clear. It is not about your relationship with others, but first and foremost, the relationship you have with yourself, and that will allow you to access more love, more joy, more happiness, more abundance, more health, and more vitality. So it's to take the manifestation to the next level. Understanding those principles now in love. It is a major core issue for you, and we wish to assist you in shifting your perspective. There are many programs in mass consciousness that keep you locked into a lack of self-love. We are going to talk about some of them here. Let me start again. The first one that we have quite a bit of trouble with, because it sets you up for failure and separation, is the idea of what you call soulmates and twin flames. And I can relate. We are not saying that they do not exist, but what we are saying is that it is an extremely rare occurrence in particular lifetimes. Even if you choose not to work with a soulmate or a twin flame, it really doesn't matter, because the relationship with twin flame or soulmate is no different than any other relationship that you can create for yourself. It was a label that you put on relationships at a time when you did not have the potential to interact with as many people as you do today, due to your ability to travel and connect via the internet. The idea of a twin flame and a soulmate sets you all up with the notion that there's only one person with whom you can experience love. I had that mistakenly thinking as well. And if you don't meet this person, you're going to be missing out. This lifetime, more than any other, you are focused on integrating as many aspects of yourself as possible. One way to accomplish this is to work with those with whom you have unresolved issues with in other lifetimes. And that's very important. That is a very important point. Because with certain challenging experiences that we have in relating with others, be it friends, be it business partners, be it close relationships, it's usually, most of the time, so it's to unresolved issues from other lifetimes. So whatever needs to be resolved is going to be resolved. We sometimes just give it a flavor in the beginning by what it says. You think, oh, now I've met my twin flame. Oh, now I've met my soulmate. And as soon as you've given something a label, you have very difficulty in letting go of that, because of your attachment to the label. Not necessarily your attachment to the person, but your attachment to the label. It's like, or oh, this is a business opportunity that we've been waiting for. This is this, and sometimes it doesn't always work out as we think it is going to. We have certain romantic ideas about stuff, but the idea about why it had to come together, play out, is not necessarily what really needs to play out. And it's just to take the blinkers off and just see it for what it is, and just know that it's just a different role player. When it comes to an end, it comes to an end, and where you feel drawn in by other experiences that go through it, but not with the expectation that they are your saviors or that they're the one, because you are that. And it's to again bring the knowing of your own power, the love that you are. Because you can't lose what you are, what you have. That's always, everything teaches you something about you. And it's to see the lessons that there was for you, to learn more about you and what is important for you, what is priority for you. Not to place our strength and our power in somebody else. But it's like, if you don't do it for yourself, others can't. And there's a lot of times that we just need to start doing things for ourselves again. Because when you place it in other people's hands, that's where the frustration comes, that's where the disappointment comes, because there's an expectation that they're actually going to pick it up and they don't. But it's when you're through something, just look at what was the unresolved stuff that came through. And if it has been heightened, the emotions have been heightened, it's probably because it's also from other lifetimes. And it's just to heal them through that. And as the November forecast, energy forecast from Lee Harris also said, this month of November is about healing. And it's to heal all those woundings that we have been denying in ourselves, that we haven't seen for ourselves, the false beliefs that we had, the judgments that we carry, the shame that we carry, and the guilt that we carry. It's to really heal from that, release that. So the more relationships you have, the better your chances to integrate. Some of which may be a romantic relationship. So within a relationship, there is about 100 points of a vibrational connection that you can establish. In most long-term relationships, about 30 of these points align. In most short-term relationships, you work with about 10. In this lifetime, you are able to work through these issues pretty quickly, whereas in other lifetimes in history, the pace of integration was much slower, as the overall vibration was much lower. It took much longer to identify the lower programs that were running. And it's now for us to become aware of what is these lower programs that is running. In the past, you may have chosen to only work on 4 or 5 big issues in a lifetime. And as my numerology report of the soul code thing says, it's like I asked for it all. I said, bring it on. I can do this. I want to do all this, but be able to do and access all this and the good stuff, you have to face all the bad stuff. You have to clear all the bad stuff. It's not, you can just have it all on this side and not having to, I want to say, sacrifice or release or let go of, just still keep this stuff. You can, your energy is either here or there, but you sometimes have to relinquish here, clear here, release here, to have more of this, because then you can be more of this. And I know I know what I've signed up for. Yeah, very much aware of it. So relationships tended to last a bit longer, as it took you a while to see these issues. And you typically had a smaller pool of people to interact with to be a reflection for you. Remember, at this time, you have more universal support as you move through the photon band. These high vibrational particles assist you in the process of integration so that you are able to work faster with a greater range of frequencies. Today, the pace is accelerated. You are trying to integrate as much as you possibly can. What you find is that before you incarnated, you set up contracts for potential relationships. For instance, you had persons A, B, and C lined up as potential romantic relationships. If A wasn't ready, then you had B as the backup. If B weren't available, you moved on to C, and so on. You set up other contracts this way because timing is far more challenging in this lifetime. The potential for you to integrate is much greater, and you do so. The need to connect, or the attraction to connect with a specific individual will shift. That's why when people don't vibrate at the same frequency anymore, when they need to have experiences of certain things, they need to clear karmic stuff, or they need to clear their wounding, and sometimes people get removed from your space so that they can go and play that or have those experiences somewhere else, and others are drawn into you because you're still assisting one another with it. So on the contrary, they are very malleable. You think of them as heavy, and that if you don't show up at a particular time or place, you are missing out on an opportunity. That comes from fear, from lack, from distrust, and disconnection. You never ever miss an opportunity. You never ever miss an opportunity. If you are pulsing out frequency, it will be reflected back to you. It is a matter of whether you are open to perceive and receive it. Again, the example that we gave earlier on. The form could be slightly different to that of the opportunity you passed or on initially, but the frequency that you want to experience will be identical to the original. This is very important because oftentimes in relationships, you tend to focus on a particular person as opposed to staying open to form. When you are open to form, the person who is the best vibrational match for you can show up. Discomfort arises when you get stuck on or attached to a person who is not the highest vibrational match for you. Attachment will always create discomfort. And I see that over and over. And that's why I say, if there's a lot of people that are struggling with relationship issues now. It's like in the one Zoom group that I joined this week, the one lady was a divorce attorney, and she said since this lockdown, she hasn't been this busy, and we had so many divorces than ever before. So there's a lot, I know there's a lot of changes in relationships. But the difficulty in what people do sometimes when they do part or whatever is like, if there's an attachment to that of, but it was my soulmate, but it was my twin flame, but it was this, it was the one. We have difficulty in letting that go, and rather letting it be replaced with something that is now at a higher vibrational match, the right match for us. So again, it's when it comes to relationships, it's not to necessarily prescribe to spirit that this person must come to you, this person must love you, and this person must ask you to marry them or whatever. It's to say, okay, there's a certain feeling that I would like to have. If it is now, okay, I choose to be in love. I choose to be in this vibration of love, and I choose to share love. And anyone sharing this vibration is allowed in my space. But not to make the receiver prescriptive to spirit. And a lot of times when people that go through breakups talk to me, they say, but no, but it's him and I want him back, and why is he not phoning, and why is he not seeing this, and why is he not changing? But it's never to look at the others. We can only take responsibility for us, for ourselves, for our decisions, for what we want, and it's to not be in denial of what that is anymore.
Sort of stop your prayers. Let's say pray for something, and you pray and you pray and you pray, and then you say, dear God, I've prayed for it, but please do it my way.
Yes.
And then you're back in square one.
Yes.
But talking about relationships here, I was just thinking, the relationships we have with ourselves and the relationships we have with our abundance, our poverty thinking and everything else, we need to change those relationships if they no longer suit us, and drop them. It doesn't have to be a person. It's a relationship you have with an idea.
With health, with money, with
whatever.
Anything.
Even with your broomstick.
Even with your broomstick. Okay, I'm going to stop it there for today. And this is to be continued, ... I want to just ask, what are you taking away from the reading today? What realizations have you had? What has come to you? What do you understand now? How does it relate to your life?
Hi, Fee. Yes, lots I've taken out from today's session, and I agree it has to be continued. No ways. Thanks, Beryl, for your beautiful chat. I think it was right earlier. Really inspirational story about the money. It's amazing what we really, when we put out to the universe, what we get back. I've learned such a lot in Fiona's meditation sessions thus far. And I think for me, the big one was the self-talk, my self-belief. And I actually found it this week in a personal experience. And the self-talk I gave to myself, and it panned out the way I really want. I literally jumped up to say, you know, it really does work. So these self-talks do work. I did the journaling as well, which was actually quite interesting. So there's a lot of tools that are actually forthcoming in our sessions. And I'm just so grateful for them. Yeah, so that's just my little small contribution to the talk.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Anybody else? Welcome to today's guided meditation. I want you just to close your eyes, breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. With each in-breath, taking in the consciousness and awareness that's available to you now. And with each out-breath, release all that no longer serves you, in order for you to be shining lighter and lighter, brighter and brighter. I want you just to take a few slow, deep body breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allow this tone, this vibration, this frequency to go in, through and around your body as you just relax. Becoming more and more relaxed, more and more at ease, and more at peace. I want you now to visualize yourself stepping into the most beautiful nature setting. Becoming aware of the beautiful greens, the colors of the flowers, the butterflies, and the bees. Everything vibrant with life. Feel the peace and the tranquility that resides here. The beauty and the harmony. As you venture along the pathway within the forest, seeing the ferns, feeling the magic in this beautiful space. Feeling of the pulsating energy that resides here. The interconnectedness of all. Allowing yourself now to step into the clearing. And go and sit in the center of this clearing, either on the softer grass or on a blanket, whatever it is you're choosing. And as you sit comfortably, you become aware of the full moon above you. The moon looks like it's shining, but it's an illusion, it's false light, or just to reflect the light from the sun. And this is now an opportunity for you to shine the true source light on all your illusions, on the false beliefs, the fear programs, any lack consciousness, poverty consciousness, any self-talk, self-belief that no longer serves you. We now go in the Pleiades emissaries of the light, the Syrian Archangelic League of the light, the Andromedan intergalactic beings of the light, and the Arcturian emissaries of the light, pulling in the full essence and presence of Father, Mother, God, the source of all that is. Pulling in all the ascended masters of the light and the cones of the rays. Pulling in the mighty Elohim and their divine feminine counterparts. Pulling in all the archangels and their divine feminine counterparts. And specifically all the archangels that work with you and your life mission here on earth. Again, all your master teachers and guides, your guardian angels, and all beings of light that you personally acknowledge that you wish to join you now. The focus and the healing is placed upon you. To give you an opportunity to transmute this, to alchemize this, to integrate this. In order for you to change your reality. Asking that you are showing now, prior to lockdown, that version of you compared to your current version. What are you free from? What have you released, let go of, lost, or changed in your life? Become aware of all that you are free from. and set your intent to free yourself from any other limitations or beliefs that is hampering your progress and for you to reach your highest and greatest human potential. Only you can free yourself. What have you freed yourself from? And what do you still choose to free yourself from? Just focus on that. Calling Father Saint Germain, the keeper of the violet flame, and Lord Brokowski, and the karmic board, providing you now with a violet bonfire. And all that you choose to free yourself from, and all that you have been freed from, just place it within the violet bonfire to be transmuted. Place any judgments within the violet flame. Judgments of self or judgments of others. Place any difficult 3D experiences, low vibrational thought forms, belief systems, attitudes within the violet flame. All that doesn't resonate at your current vibrational frequency. Whatever residue belief systems there is about not being good enough or not being worthy, be it for a job, be it within a relationship, or be it any other way in your life. Around the violet flame, all issues around not feeling worthy, any experiences that has affected your self-worth, self-esteem, self-image. Just place them all within this violet flame and transmute it. All the conditional love that you have experienced, just also place this within the violet flame. Any feelings of not feeling loved, just place this within the violet flame. Any lack of any sort, place it within the violet flame. Where your belief systems have created limitations within your own life, place this within the violet flame. Free yourself from it all. Free yourself from the curses that you placed upon yourself, the limitations that you spoke within your house, within your relationships, within your finances, within your life. all that energy is being transmuted now. I want you to become aware of all that you are free to do, free to experience, free to take on. Free to love. Free to do. Embrace the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, the freedom of love, being loved and loving, the freedom of choice, the freedom of exercising your free will. The freedom of making choices to live your life as you wish to. And the freedom of receiving all the blessings that is available to you, all the gifts of God. And the freedom of sharing your gifts with others. And getting handsomely paid for what you do. Your gifts, abilities, and talents. Becoming aware now of how your goals, your desires, your dreams has changed prior to the lockdown to now. What is it that has stepped up in importance? How has your value system changed? Allowing yourself to fine-tune your own vibration with the assistance of spirit to all that you are, your magnificence, your preciousness. To be all that you can be. Fearlessly, regardless of what happens around you. Proudly being different to others. Taking your focus now off the moon and all the illusions that it's brought up. and looking at the sun, the source of all that is, the true light. Allowing yourself to bask in its rays. To refuel you, re-energize you. Have light within your head, within your mind. Light thoughts, light beliefs, light attitudes. Breathing in light within your heart. Breathing in light within your throat. Breathing in light within your solar plexus. As you reclaim your power, reclaim your confidence, reclaim your strength. Light within your third eye in order for you to see your next step forward. And your own self in light. Breathing in light within your sacral chakra. And breathing in light within your root chakra. Light within your hands, palm, and your feet chakras. Light within your earth star chakra and your soul star chakra. Above and below you. And feel yourself now anchoring and activating a column of light throughout your entire body. You are what you've been waiting for. The one to save you, the one to change you, the one to love you. The one to gift you. The one to motivate you. The one to appreciate you. The one to accept you. I want you now to see in front of you your divine masculine and divine feminine spirits. I want you to see them holding hands, looking at one another with love, with acceptance, with appreciation. Allow there to be a balance between your own divine masculine and feminine spirits. So that you can step up where you need to step up or step back where you need to step back. A balance between doing and receiving. And feel this balanced union now stepping into your heart and integrating within you. Breathe in the balance. Within, breathe in the power and the strength. Breathe in the protection and the blessing of God and the angels. Seeing yourself filled with light, surrounded by light. Thank all the beings of light that assisted you in shifting these energies today. And feel their gratitude for you for doing so. Feel their love and support for your journey. And when you are ready, you can slowly come back to the space, back to this now, back into your body. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. And then I would love you to share what you've experienced in your meditations today. What you got, how you feel. Anita.
Yes, I actually found prior to COVID, the person that I was and the person that I am now, there's been a huge difference and a shift from the individual that I was. And even in my level of consciousness, I just found meditating during COVID in our sessions has changed me in so many ways. And it's actually all for the better. And I'm just a completely different. I actually handle situations so much differently to what I would have actually done prior to COVID. So yeah, so that's actually what came through to me, and I actually saw the change and the difference in myself. It's actually two different individuals. So I'm just so grateful for that. Thank you. And a lot calmer though.
I can feel that. I can see that. Awesome. So thank you for that realization. We don't always realize how much we change until we look back and then we say, oh, wow, yeah, no, that person has been a lot different than this person. And
Absolutely.
Anybody else would like to share? You want to share?
Yeah. I found myself sitting on a rock, and there was a pool. Oh, shut up. There was a pool, and the moon was being reflected on the pool. And then you said, that is the false light. And I thought, but the sun, the moon is reflecting the light from the sun. and that is now reflecting in the pool. So it is all reflected light, and we are the light. And then it went further, and the sun is pure light. But then we can go further, and we have the grand central sun, which is love and light, and love being the biggest light there is. And that is reflected to the sun, which nothing can put out. And the moon reflects that, and that, so it is all reflected light from the grand central sun. And I was told to go and be the light to the world. And I could hand out as many lights as I wanted. It would never dim my light. Then I saw the collective, for lack of a better word, with their fire extinguishers trying to put out the lights. But the light can never be dimmed or put out. It always is. And I felt myself vibrating this light, and we all need to reflect this light. And then the last message was, I could withstand the storm because nothing can put out the light. So it doesn't matter how the storm blows or how many fire extinguishers they've got or whatever false stories they have, it is not the truth. And the truth is we are the light, and that is our job. Not to correct someone else, we are to be the light. And that's my message for the day.
Beautiful, yeah. So the words while you were speaking was to see what is reflections. What is just a reflection of where they're at. Because if you're in a dark place, you can only reflect the darkness, and don't necessarily think that is the truth. Because it's just coming from sort of the false self and not the true self. We are all at different levels. So some of us are vibrating at 5D, some of us are still vibrating at 3D, and people are at different stages at different places. And when we're at 5D, we're reflecting beautiful stuff to one another, and it's easy for us to love. But when somebody drops to 3D, it makes it a little bit more difficult. And then we can't relate so easily because we can't understand. But it's only when we give our power away to them and say, oh, okay, although I'm vibrating at 5D, I'm now going to drop to your level, and I'm going to accept these judgments. I'm going to accept this. I'm going to give you my power to say what I'm worth, to say who I am, to say what I can be. It's never to drop from here. It's to see them for where they are at and leave it, shine light, so that they can also make different choices for themselves. So yeah. Beautiful. I like the guided meditation. I saw lots of things shifted. And for me, there's just connecting to that source energy again. My batteries was a little bit low this morning, but I'm all charged up.
Good.
Fired up.
Good.
And anybody else that wants to share anything? Got a quiet group today. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, Maria.
No. I just also found it very insightful with the messages that came through, but just reinforcing what you said about the illusions, that the reflection is sort of, the moon is reflecting the illusions that we have, the misperceptions, the paradigms, the beliefs that are not necessarily truth, light, and that we've seen them because we're so familiar with them. We interpret them as the truth. This is what it is. And I just saw a number of things that I have been seeing in one particular way because I wanted to see them in that way. And just realizing that I've seen them from an angle that is showing one reflection. I've not seen them from a different angle with a different light. And so they, there's an illusion that they are this thing, but actually, if you just turn, you just look, you just, see it differently. It can change, it can help lift that vibrational level and change that frequency quite quickly. You just see it differently. You see it as an illusion, a thing that I have thought, but actually seeing it from the other perspective, another perspective, can show it isn't that thing. It isn't. So our views of ourselves and our views of others around us and our circumstances can be shifted quite quickly vibrationally if we just realize that actually we're seeing a reflection, we're seeing a reflection of light in a way that maybe can be seen differently, depending on where you stand. Yes. So I find it very, very helpful. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. It's beautiful. Alrighty. I wish you all a magical week, and may miracle upon miracle just arrive in divine timing, and may you see how powerful you are, how beautiful you are, and how loved and treasured that you are.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.